Hey everybody, this is video 8 where I'm going to talk about the basics of Photoshop. Just a few things. I'm going to talk about cropping, I'm going to talk about adjusting the levels of the lighting, and I'm also going to talk about a place where you can input the metadata, which I'll explain what that is as well. You're going to need all of those for this practice assignment that I think some of you are working on right now, and also for future assignments as well. Again, these are the basics. We'll get a little bit more complex, but these are things you will use with almost every photo that you edit, but you may not even have to use them that much, okay? So I'm going to show you, hopefully you've gone from your best of and narrowed down to your best two. So that's where I'm assuming you are at this point, and then you've renamed those best two to what they are supposed to be named, which is the event, the date, and what it is, which in this case is practice. Okay, so I'm going to be editing those two that I've named in Photoshop. Once again, you want to make sure that your Photoshop app is down at the bottom on the dock. If not, go through that applications, find Photoshop, and drag it down, and then you will have it there. Let me know if you need help with that. So I'm just going to do one of these for you just so you can see, and I'm going to show you some of the basics on here. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to use here. Okay, I'm going to use this one right here. So if I want to edit this picture, I'm going to drag it down into Photoshop. Okay, and it's going to open in Photoshop just like it did when we resized. And I'm just going to pull it over my whole screen so you guys can see it. Okay, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger by clicking Command plus. Maybe I'll go back one more. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show you guys is the cropping tool, which you may or may not need. You don't necessarily have to crop every photo, but some photos you may want to crop just to get just what you want in there. Okay, so I'm going to click on this tool over here on the left. It looks like kind of a picture frame. And if you hover over it, it'll say crop tool. So I'm going to click on that. And it's going to put that little tool on my screen for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag the area that I want in the photo. So for the sake of practice, this really isn't the best photo, honestly, compositionally, because we can't see any faces. There really is no element of rule of thirds or anything like that. But just for the sake of showing you, I'm going to crop this guy, which is really this intrusion over here on the left side. And then I'm also going to crop... that actually may be all I crop. I'll just keep him out, and then we should be good. So I'm going to keep most of the top in, but I'm going to crop down a little bit as well. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag to the bottom of the photo, or wherever I want. Maybe I want his arm all the way out. So I'm going to crop it right here. And that's the photo I'm going to be working with, and then you can also adjust this crop once you've laid it. You just use these arrows, and you move them in or out, or wherever you would like them. Okay? When I'm ready to crop, I'm just going to click Enter, and my photo is cropped just how I want it. Okay, so that's step one, is the cropping. So you guys will learn to have an eye for what should be cropped and what shouldn't. You don't want to crop too much out, but you also don't want to leave things in the picture that don't belong. So let me know if you need some opinions on that. That's why I'm here to help you. The next tool that I'm going to show you is the level adjustment tool, which really has to do with the light that you can see in your photo. So I'm going to go to Image, I'm going to go to Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Levels. Okay, so you're going to see you're going to see kind of like a graph here that shows you your input levels of light. And honestly, I think the best way to learn these is if you guys just play around a little bit. My advice usually is that you bring this leftmost level over here to the edge of the hill, and the same thing with the right one. Okay, but you're going to see, so this is fine really right here at the edge. You're going to see a huge difference if you guys move these around too much. And sometimes people know these are available, so they just kind of like play with these, and I get photos that look like this, or I get photos that look like this, which is not really what you're trying to do here. Okay, you're just trying to make it so the light looks how it's supposed to. So you may just have to move these a tiny, tiny bit just to get it just where you want it. And honestly, it's kind of up to you. It's kind of what you feel looks best for your photo. You don't want to make it look too overexposed, and you don't want to make it look too underexposed. A photo that is honestly perfectly exposed is probably going to look pretty even across here. Okay, so that would be like your most perfectly exposed photo, which is rare, and that's why we have Photoshop to help us when we need just a little bit of help. So that's one of your options there. You can also change the channel. So this one kind of included those reds, greens, and blues all together. If you have a super red photo or you have a super green photo, one of your options is to take some of that green, red, or blue and tone that down via this input level adjuster as well. Okay, so you guys can play around with that and see how it works, but most of you will be using that probably just on the RGB, depending on what photo you're editing. And just click OK when you're ready. And then the last thing that I want to show you is the metadata. So you're going to do File, and you're going to do File Info. We can find it here. Here we go, down at the bottom. Click File Info, and it's going to open up a screen that allows you to put some data into this photo, which is what we call the metadata. So for the document title, you're just going to name it the same thing the document is named, which in this case I think was Powder Puff 9/16, or the date, and then this is for practice 1. For the author, it's always going to be you. Author title, I would just put photojournalism. And then in the description is where you're going to put your cut line. So there's another video that I have for you which teaches you how to write cut lines if you've forgotten, which I will show you. But you'll put your cut line in there. It already shows the rating that you've already given it, and then you just click OK. As long as you save this this photo, you should be good to go. So remember to save things. We should probably close all our other windows behind. And you're going to click File, and you're going to click Save. OK. And you should be good to go to close that. And you're set.